Welcome to Big Bear Trailers in Oundle, Northamptonshire. Today we've got a review for you on the Cheval Liberte Touring Country with Tack Locker. This one, as you can see, is in the light grey colour. So it's always the anodised aluminium planking on the side. The piece that changes colour is the front panel and over the roof. Excuse the wildlife in the distance. So this one's light grey. The key colours are white, light grey, dark grey, black and burgundy. Our customers' favourites tend to do the black and the dark grey, but the light grey we think works really well with the aluminium planking and nice and light and airy too. So I'm just going to walk around the trailer, show you some of the key features, show you some of the key questions that tend to come up from customers, which hopefully will help as part of this review. So before I dive in, two windows on each side on the trailer. To open them up, just pull back and slide. When you go to close them, they just clip in again. The window on the front and the same on both sides, because it's at an angle, has the window deflector on, so really nice that you can get some air in but the horse isn't getting the buffeting inside the trailer, which is quite good. To open up, all the latches are the same, so push in. Once you're clear of the little marker there, you can just pull. To close, literally all you do is pull down. It's only when you're opening do you have to just lever that in. On the upper door, we have got a little post for holding that back, so that's going to hold that for us, particularly today because we don't really have any breeze. Just watch out for windy days. Again, let's open up the ramp. And the piece that most people are very interested in looking at is the tack lock. So you've got the tack locker there, it's lockable, so we give you two keys for that. And as you can see, what you have is you've got the spare wheel tucked away at the bottom there, two saddle holders and a basket, and they're all adjustable on height. And then you've got some tack holders just around the side there, a mirror sitting behind this cover, and two little storage packs there as well. So a really nice setup. Most customers go, Ian, I love that, but what about bringing out my second horse? So excuse me for a second while I just dive in. So I'm just going to unclip that breast bar, do the same on this side as well. And what you can see is once this first horse is out, that divider comes all the way over. So if I come out, you can see there is a massive amount of space there for bringing out the second horse. Now, just to clarify something, other people might say different things. We are really comfortable with this trailer up to and including 16.2. Obviously we do need to take into account rug length as well, but this is a sort of HB 505, 506 equivalent. It's not a HB 511. So if you said, look, I've got a 17 hand horses, we'd be saying it's too big for this trailer right now. We are aware Cheval are sort of working on or thinking about a bigger version of this, but for right now we're really happy up to and including 16.2. I just also want to show you, if it's okay, the headboard. So as you can see here, if you're travelling with two horses who hate each other with a passion, you've got that screen in place. But if you're just travelling with one, or your horses get on, what we can do, this plastic screen here, we can just pull it and it comes out, because what it does, just make the cabin so much lighter and airier with that out. So you've still got a slatted headboard there, but if your horses get on, it just makes the cabin so much lighter and airier. So a consideration there. So hopefully that helps. Obviously you've got two different heights of breast bar fittings, three forward and back there. Once you've found the right adjustment, please do adjust these up, because without them being adjusting, you can get a bit of rattle, so it can be a bit noisy for horses. So just tighten those up. One other thing to show you is that is the emergency breast bar release. So if your horses were to get their legs over this front one, you can just undo that, and that will drop this whole mechanism there. So that's the emergency breast bar release, same on both sides. To be fair, most customers use it to tie their horses up. You can go either from the factory, or we can retrofit it here. We can fit a stainless steel tie bar all the way along this side, which a number of customers are starting to go for. While we're at the front here, I just wanted to show you the auto lift jockey wheel. So most customers are used to a more traditional jockey wheel where you wind up, then you have to release a clamp, lift it up, clamp it off tight enough, and they all come loose. With this one, basically it's auto lift. Once you've hitched up, so you just wind and keep winding then, because the pin down here, if Kate comes in a little bit closer, basically that pin will come up, hit the collar here, and the wheel just folds up. So you haven't got any other actions to do, you just keep winding and that basically comes up and locks off on its own. So a really nice feature. Excuse the background noise we've got going on at the moment. So if we then move towards the back, on each side you have got a little wheel chock, so if you are parking it up in the yard and it's going to be there for a while and it's on level ground, rather than putting the handbrake on, just use the wheel chock. Now around the back here we've got the AirTech screen at the top. Personally, if I was travelling with horses, I would travel with it down. The main advantage of this is it is allowing the air to flow through the trailer, and what you haven't got is a pair of clanging doors at the back, whether they be open or closed. To release it, all you do is pull down and up it goes. Now customers do say, you know, what about it? Because most customers are used to doors. These work brilliantly well. To be fair, I think we've only done one trailer where you can have a solid flap here that basically rises up on struts. I suppose the only downside sometimes we hear from customers, which is not really a negative, is if the trailer is standing in the yard and you have got lashing rain, will some fresh water go through here and fall on the floor of the trailer? Well, the honest answer is yes, it will, but you've got fresh water falling onto the trailer floor, which is basically an aluminium floor with a glued down rubber matting that's sealed around the edges, so it's not going to cause any harm at all, particularly when compared to what horses will do naturally inside the trailer. So I just want to show you, we've got the rear ramp here, which obviously opens as a ramp, but it also opens as a barn door as well. So if we just open it up as a ramp, what we've got here is it is supported by two struts, so we are having to pull a little bit to get it started. It's neutral about there, and then I'm just going to push down for the last little bit. Because of the suspension on the Cheval trailers, so we are on a coil spring with shock absorber suspension, so pretty much car-like suspension on a horse trailer, originally designed to give the horses a smoother journey and ride. And that is the brilliant thing about this. I travelled and delivered a trailer this week actually down to Brighton, or nearly to Brighton. It was just a pleasure to tow. It was empty, but it wasn't jumping or bouncing around at all, just really nice and stable, which is fantastic. Talking about towing, this one trailer has a 2,600 kilogram gross weight. The trailer empty, including the tack locker, is 900 kilograms. So that gives you 1,700 kilograms load carrying capacity. That's horses, tack, etc. As long as your tow vehicle is rated at 2,600 or above. Just want to close the ramp up now. So bring that up again, and we can clip that off. Now the AirTech screen, if you're not as tall as me, there's a little step there, so step up to reach and pull that down. We'll just wander around. I just want to show you a couple more bits inside, if that's okay. So obviously we've talked about the emergency breast bar release, but in terms of tying up, what we've got is Cheval would recommend tying to these D-rings just here, because nice and solid and robust. What we've also got from a hay net loop perspective, you've got two, one on each side up here. Now that's great for if you've got sort of horses around the 16 hand mark. If yours are smaller, just remind us, and what we can do is replicate those hay net loops just back here above the breast bar fixings. So that covers both options off. And you probably saw earlier this, if you're traveling with two horses who hate each other with a passion, you've got the black screen in here. But if your horses get on, or you're just traveling with one, what you can do is this black insert can just pull out. So if I just give it a, there we go. But what it does do is if Kate comes back in again, you can see it just makes the cabin so much lighter an area. So it just makes a massive difference, makes it a really inviting space. So if you are typically traveling with one horse or two horses that get on, it's nice to get, you've still got a slatted headboard there, but it just makes the cabin so much lighter and brighter. So that's everything there. Then also just wanted to show you the jockey wheel. So if you're used to more traditional trailers, you have to do the winding up, then clamping off and all that sort of fiddly stuff. With this one, basically you go to hitch up, put the hitch over the tow ball, wind down, the hitch handle clicks down on its own. we'd always recommend doing the caravan club test so we go back up again. But once you're comfortable, you're hitched, you just keep winding, and basically what happens is this pin comes up, hits that collar, and the wheel basically folds up to there. So nice and straightforward, no clamping off, fiddling around, having to remember you've done it tight enough, that sort of thing. So just once you've used an auto lift jockey wheel, you never want to go back. These trailers are all 13-pin electrics. If your tow vehicle is 7, don't worry, we can include an adapter. The only thing you miss out on is the reverse lights on the trailer. It has them, but they won't work if you're towing with 7-pin electrics. Just want to show you also the jockey door, full height jockey door. Obviously we've still got the windows in this side as well, but that does have a sucker pad there as well, so you can also just push that back. So really nice, particularly for me, to have a full height jockey door instead of the shortened ones. So that gives you an overview of the trailer. We're tending to find that if you've got horses up to and including 16.2, this trailer is just working really, really well. The tack locker is fantastic. The only negative feedback we've had around the tack locker is you can only open it with the front ramp open, but that's it. Access for that second horse, really nice and easy, no issues there at all. So overall, the suspension on the trailer, genuinely brilliant. The auto lift jockey wheel, fantastic. So, but if you want to see the trailers in the flesh, or we can help at all, or you want to chat through, please give us a call. The team are all happy to help, including myself, and we're on 01832 770 888, or alternatively you can take a look at our website, which is bigbeartrailers.co.uk. Thank you very much indeed for your time. Take care. Bye now.